The Distinguished Alumni Award is Minnetonka's premier alumni honor, recognizing distinguished professional achievement, leadership, or service toward the greater good. Our first honoree is Greg Hoffman from the class of 1988. Greg is the former Chief Marketing Officer of Nike and has more than 27 years' experience as a global brand leader. He now advises Fortune 500 companies, startups, and nonprofits through his own company, Modern Arena. Introducing Greg is Tim Carroll from the class of 1989.
Hey everyone, my name is Tim Carroll. I am a graduate of Minnetonka High School, class of 1989, and I am honored to say a few words for my buddy and lifelong friend, Greg Hoffman, today, as he is receiving this honored award from Minnetonka High School alumni. So it's a lot of fun thinking about Greg and where it all began with both of us. We met when I was 2 years old back in Tonka Bay, Minnesota. So we were youngsters. We grew up with great families and just an amazing experience growing up in Tonka Bay. We had so much fun running around with that freedom in the 1970s to just do about anything we wanted. That primarily revolved around playing every sport we could think of. But we also did other things like finding our creative side with painting and drawing and coloring and tracing. So we became best buds early in life, and then we went on to get great education, starting with Excelsior Elementary and then going through our junior high system. Once we got to Minnetonka High School, it was a whole different level, and I think that's where Greg really hit his stride. He was an excellent athlete. He ran 4 years of track. I think he lettered every 4 of those years, doing the high jump, the hurdles, as well as the relay races. He had 4 years of soccer, including 2 at the varsity level. Excellent defender. And I think he even played a year of basketball. So, fantastic athlete. In addition to that, I think he found his love and his stride with art, thanks to his teachers surrounding him, which ultimately led him to Minneapolis College of Art and Design, where he received a major in graphic design. He excelled there. He ended up getting a exclusive internship at the Walker Art Center his junior year, I believe. In addition to that, he received an internship at Nike, where he drove to the West Coast in his parents' van and had an internship for a summer there, which ultimately led to a career at Nike. And he never looked back. He was there for over 25 years in the creative team, moved up the ranks every step of the way, where he ultimately became the vice president of global design and ultimately the chief marketing officer. So not a bad success story there when you think back on his 25 years. He ultimately retired a couple years ago, but I always tease him, I don't think he actually retired. I think that's a misnomer, as since he has retired, he went on to write a book called Emotion by Design, which is an international best-selling business book published in multiple countries and languages. He is a professor at the University of Oregon, teaching students about brand building and design. And not to mention, he's traveling all over the world speaking to major events and corporations, as well as Fortune 500 companies. So I joke with him all the time, he's never really standing still. I think the most important part about Greg that I want to share with everyone is just his traits on how he was able to succeed and be so successful every step of the way since he was a kid. Greg, first and foremost, is one of the most driven guys that I know. He has always, since I've known him, been very goal-driven, where he sets his mind out to what he wants to do. He calculates a very specific plan on how he's going to get there. And more importantly, he follows through on it until he achieves his goals. It's something I've always admired about him and tried to replicate myself. The second part that I think is fascinating about Greg is he is constantly curious. He is always seeking out the latest in anything and everything, from technology to gadgets to sports equipment, to film, music, traveling the world, you name it. He is constantly looking for what's next, how to consume it, how it can actually impact his life and keep him moving forward. I think most importantly, everything he's done is done with class and professionalism. And I'm sure all of his coworkers and his fellow students and classmates can attest. He is just the most genuine guy. He's humble. He listens. He's empathetic. And I think that really goes a long way when you're trying to achieve things and just be a good person in general. So, most importantly, he is a great friend of mine. I know he's a tremendous son to his parents, Gary and Jackie, to his brothers and sisters, Colleen, Jessica, Phil, and Darren. And then most importantly, the family that he built with Kirsten and his son, Rowan, and his daughter, Isla. So I am so proud to be able to congratulate Greg on this great award. I wish him all the best. I congratulate everybody else that's received this award in the past. I hope you have a great day. And most importantly, go Skippers. Cheers.
Well, I first want to thank the Minnetonka Alumni Association for this honor. I also want to thank you for your continued commitment to building the Minnetonka Public Schools brand and the community of teachers, alumni, and students. Just an amazing job. Secondly, I want to thank Tim Carroll for that, I'm a bit biased, but for that Oscar-worthy video right there, and that incredible beard he's put on. But as Tim said, I mean, we met very early on and on the mean streets of Tonka Bay. But just an incredible partner and brother and someone who has been very instrumental in my life. I also want to thank my dad, who submitted my name to the reason why I'm here today. And not only is Gary Hoffman my father, but he was also a part of the Minnetonka Public Schools and taught at Minnetonka High School. So you can imagine I had extra incentive to stay focused while I was here. And the word focused is code for stay out of trouble. So thank you for that, Dad. But I want to thank Minnetonka High School for the continued commitment to cultivating a culture of creativity, investing in art and design education within the public school system. Certainly at a time where you see that being squeezed out of curriculums around the world. And for me, it was very instrumental in my any type of success. I had the good fortune to spend the last 3 decades dreaming about the future, working with innovation, design, marketing, advertising, telling stories, creating experiences with the Nike brand and others. And really a catalyst for that was my art education within Minnetonka High School, specifically teacher Richard Cunningham. You see, walking into teacher Richard's class each week, it was as if someone flipped a creative switch. As if every time you walk through that door, it was like lighting a creative fire inside you. Because we all have it. Because creativity is not reserved for just a chosen few. Like, we all have creative capacity. It's not about who can draw the best, right? You just need an environment and individuals and mentors to draw it out of you. And certainly Richard's class did that for me, right? Made us look at things through a different lens, open up our aperture about what was possible, right? And held ourselves to a higher standard, right? That there was always something more within you in your creative pursuits. So I thank him for that. And just to punctuate that idea of everyone has creative capacity and Minnetonka's legacy of cultivating that within people. 3 years ago, I got a message on 23andMe, the DNA app. And what do you know, I got a message and it turned out I had a sister I never knew. Also, that my new sister had also attended Minnetonka High School. And my sister also stoked her passion for design and art at this very school. And guess what? Like myself, went on to get a degree in graphic design, just like me. So imagine that, but it's no surprise, again, because creativity is both about nature and nurture. It's within you, but you need the right environments and the right individuals around you to draw it out. So thank you again, Alumni Association, Minnetonka Public High School, all the teachers and administrators that give their time. This is a very big honor for me, and I am deeply humbled. Thank you.